All right, I'm getting ready to winterize the boat for the year, and before I do that, I figured I'd make a quick video on bellows and what they are. I see quite a few questions where folks will be running their boat on a hose and there'll be water dripping out from this area, and they'll ask, hey, is that normal? And invariably it seems like always someone in the comments will comment that, hey, you know, you got to get that fixed or your boat's going to sink. So obviously that person doesn't necessarily know what they're talking about. So anyhow, I just wanted to make a quick video to hopefully keep people from worrying. But basically every outdrive has two bellows. They may have more, but you have your exhaust bellow on the bottom, and then up top, it's a little harder to see, that is your drive shaft bellow. Now talking about this bottom bellow. So basically that passes your exhaust gases out through your outdrive. They go through here, and then of course out your exhaust port. And also the water that comes through your seawater pump also gets passed through this channel. Now the reason it won't sink your boat is, you know, when you're in the water, of course your engine is trimmed down, the whole drive is underwater, and if the engine is off, water's just going to backfill through here and fill this bellow with water. Now once it gets into your transom here, there's basically an elbow that goes up, you know, your risers, you're in the exhaust system of the boat, and you know, it goes up over the static water line, so water will not enter your boat. That's why they say, hey, don't stop too fast. Shut your motor off, because if you do force water in there, it could go up into your boat and hydrolock your boat. Now your second bellow is the one up top. Now this is the more important one, right? I mean, this bottom one can be like broken, gone, missing. Your boat's still going to work just fine. You're just going to be blowing hot exhaust gases all over your outdrive paint, and also when you're up on plane, that will be out of the water and it'll get noisy. And just one more thing, if you actually look, you can see holes in it, right? I mean, these are from the manufacturer. Basically those holes here, the front and back, they're meant to allow that bellow to drain when you pull the boat out of the water and put it on your trailer. Now your top bellow, there's a drive shaft that passes through it. There's a U-joint assembly in here, and if this bellow cracks, when your boat's in the water, water will enter into that bellow and cause havoc on your U-joints, your gimbal bearing, your engine coupler. So that is something you need to keep an eye on. Make sure that is not cracked or split. Volvo, at least this stern drive, calls for a replacement of that every 4 years to avoid problems. So yeah, now could that sink your boat? Possibly, because there is a channel through that one into your bilge. I actually had my seal go bad up top here, and I found drive oil in my bilge, and it basically leaked through the bellow, through the gimbal, and was dripping into my transom. I don't think it would be anything catastrophic, a slow leak, but yeah, I guess if you're in a wet slip and your bilge pump goes dead finally, maybe your boat would sink. But anyhow, that one's the one to keep an eye on. So anyhow, don't know if this video helped or not. I think what I'll do here is I'll trim the boat down, hook it up to the hose, and actually show you the water dripping too. Okay, I'm hooked to the hose. Actually, I'm using the flush port by the motor. But as you can see, we got water dripping out here. That's coming out of those holes I showed you in the bellows. And yeah, and here you can see a better angle of when you're trimmed down, water just comes right in and fills that bellow. So it's not going to hurt anything if that bellow is leaking. It's made to leak. But just another thing, when you're storing your boat, you should always keep your drive trimmed down. When you're running on the hose, you should always be trimmed down. Once again, that U-joint assembly is constantly, it's spinning right now, even though the boat's not in gear, because once again the transmission's in the outdrive. So always keep it down. Yeah, you have normal mode, beach mode, trailer mode. That U-joint is really only